The titanium effect has taken a hold of the business space, of the marketplace, of social media. I told my friend R.J. Bates III quite a few years ago now that there's going to come a day where your consistency, my consistency, the operator consistency, because if you're a operator, you know what that word means. You have to show up and make sure that your business operates every single day correctly, or you go out of business. And it doesn't operate without you. And for a long time, the coaches and the gurus, they told us that that wasn't a business. Well, that's not a real business. That's a job. It is, dude. And it's better than singing at the bar and being a drug addict. And it's working and it's changed my life. I drive the car I always wanted, live in the house I always wanted. I'm married to the woman I always wanted. It's a great job. I'm doing what I love. Why is that not good enough anymore? Well, here's the thing. It is good enough. As my very good friend Cody Jefferson said the other day, you are good enough. It is good enough. And so let's talk about the titanium effect and how it's quickly moving through the marketplace. And I also will attribute this to a Gary Vaynerchuk mindset of way back in the day that, dude, chase that passion. You've been told now for years by the gurus to not chase your passion. Just focus on sales and money. And I think that you better make some sales and you better make some money. But if you're passionate about what you do and you love it, trust me, the sales and the money and the people that you do business with is going to be so much more rewarding than if you just do it for sales and money. So stop looking at people, human beings, like they're transactions. What's the lifetime value of this person? What kind of capital do they bring? And let's just start having a good time doing what we love, and we're going to attract the right people anyway. Let's get into it.
Turning it up, Dallas, Texas, where they leveling up. You the star, now the stage is yours. Lights on blast, can't ignore. Film posts, get verified, it's your time. Social already live. TV run and the vibe go crazy. Lunch on lock and the footage look wavy. Team on deck with the edit so clean. Your brand on fire,
that content clean.
General pass, so you
the VIP.
Every tier got clarity. You ain't here just...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Social Authority, Pat Hilton, live on Facebook, the page that I started in 2008. You can scroll back through almost my entire life. See the venues that I performed at in St. Louis, all over the country with my man Afro Man. Moved out to San Diego, homeless in 2014, sleeping on the freaking corner. My girlfriend, who's now my wife, that I lived in an apartment with in St. Louis, moved into her mom and dad's house, promised her I was going to get married to her. We were going to have kids. We were going to have this great life. And as hard as it's been, here we are. Here we are. We live in the house of our dreams, drive an amazing, the car I had a micro machine of. Like, in a lot of people's eyes, you could say, hey, we made it. But I know that we've only just begun. And we're seeing a shift right now happen in the business space, because the business space is actually just the internet now. See, the business space used to be reserved for people with the right last name. My last name is Hilton, and I can't even use it to start a business. Some other entity owns my name. I can't even use it. I can't be Hilton Marketing. That's like trademark. It's like copyright infringement to use my name. And what we're seeing right now, because I performed at 10X Growth Conference 2 in 2018. I was the lunch break acoustic performer for Grant Cardone that weekend. And I got to play at Mandalay Bay Arena. And from 2005, I would say, all the way to 2018, I was singing in bars 13 straight years. to try and get a shot like that. Sold out, 10,000 people. The biggest, best entrepreneur extravaganza that's ever happened with the best lineup. So good that all of these other guru conferences since then have tried to copy the lineup to the T and try and duplicate what already happened. And now people just see through it. The marketplace has spoken. And people aren't showing up anymore. It's very difficult for these event organizers to even think that, oh my gosh, maybe this isn't cool anymore. Maybe just telling people they're just a bunch of brokies isn't cool anymore. Maybe having, gurus that come on stage and just yell at everybody isn't cool anymore. And the people that are winning are the people like RJ Bates III who get on the camera and just tell you how to do one specific type of deal, how to make money with one specific type of workflow, which is for him wholesaling houses. There's a lot of ways to make money. And everyone claims to have the secret formula. There's about 2 formulas on the planet that I've found that make any sense. One of them is the RJ Bates titanium wholesaling model. You can wholesale houses and you can make money. And then once you make a whole bunch of money wholesaling and you've got some cash, you can put that into stuff and you can build a life and you can build wealth in real estate. I believe real estate is one of the ways to do it. And then you've got business acquisitions, a similar type of acquisition model to buying a house. Only you're buying a business with employees, systems, processes, years of financials, recurring revenue. And dude, Kyle Mallion is Elite Wealth Club is just like incredible. And so I've really taken a step back from all the content and from all the internet hoopla, and I've watched this entire game and this entire space change. Especially over the last 2 years. And if you watched UFC 250 the other night, you're gonna know this reference. It's like Rocky Balboa. That's how people feel in real life. That's why the character Rocky Balboa is so relatable. Because Rocky Balboa wasn't a great boxer, technically. He was a fighter. There's a difference between a fighter and a boxer. Apollo Creed, 99 times out of 100, he beats Rocky Balboa. He wins. He totally wins. But a fighter fights you with just brute heart. They're too stupid to quit. And I think there's a lot of business owners out there that are fighters, that have been fighting, working super hard, and they're starting to get annoyed with this idea that their business isn't good enough. That because they work in their business, they're not a premier business owner. Or any of these nonsense things that you've been hearing for the last few years from these business coaches and consultants. People get up, they go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. They drive maybe even an hour to work. They get there, they work their butt off all day. Things are more expensive than they've ever been. Housing is more expensive than it's ever been. And, people are increasingly more stressed out and anxious and depressed. Social media, you log on social media, everybody looks like a millionaire because you just show people what you want to show them. You're not going to show them the bad stuff. You're only going to show them the good stuff. And so we live in this digital world inside our heads sometimes, connected to these devices, that makes us believe that everyone on the outside's got it together and we're the ones that don't have it together. Working in your business when you should be working on your business. You created a job for yourself. It's like, cool, man. At least I'm not doing drugs and drunk in the bar corner anymore. Give people a little bit of respect for what they're trying to build. No one wants to pay money to fly across the country to an event where somebody tells them that they're not good enough the whole time. People are done. And so that, on top of the fact that people have spent so much money on events that didn't get them any results, and they're searching for the workflow now. The workflow is going to determine the community that I'm in, right? If wholesaling real estate, we know that that formula does work. It's a proven fact. I don't know what's going on here. I'm dropping the heat so hard, it's cutting in and out. It's a proven fact that wholesaling houses can make you a lot of money. Flipping contracts. That's why people do it. That's why everybody's like, ooh, real estate. But business acquisitions, that's a whole nother level of ownership. And even then, you buy a business, sometimes you're working in the business. I was just out in Minnesota, and my friend Jen works her butt off every day, and she just bought that business. So I think that what people have realized on the internet is that you're being sold that real estate or business ownership or entrepreneurship is so easy, and you should just work yourself out of your business and go drink pina coladas by the beach. But every business person I look at, like Dana White, or I'm from St. Louis, the Bush family, Anheuser-Busch, or any big brand, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, these people, all they do is work. So where are we getting this idea that you're going to be successful in business with just not working? Okay, so that's the first lie that everybody on the internet now understands. You have to do something to get paid. I know this is fucking business class with Pat Hilton. We're taking you back to kindergarten. Work, provide a service, do something great for someone, and you'll get paid greatly. I don't know. That's just how I learned it. And it's worked for me, clearly. And I think that people don't want to do any work or provide any service or give any value for free because they're like, oh, well, what if it doesn't work out? And that is where the entrepreneur side of the argument is like, oh, well, you know, if you're a W-2, then you don't understand, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, they don't understand payroll. An employee and an entrepreneur are two different things. You need employees to be a great entrepreneur. So let's understand that too. Telling everyone they shouldn't work in their business, that's great. And dude, if you're a business owner, you want to own a business that runs itself as much as possible. But for someone who's just getting started, who's trying to replace their job, let's say, you could replace your job with 2 wholesale deals a month. You could replace your job with 1 business acquisition with the EWC strategy. This is the titanium effect. It's real because now people can just go on the internet and they can gather a ton of information for free on how they want to actually service or make money. And they're like, all right, well, I need to sell something or provide some kind of service, or I need to buy either real estate or a business acquisition or a business that can give me the money that I need to cover X. You either make a product, sell something, provide a service, or you buy a company that provides a service like HVAC, or you buy real estate. There's ways to make money, but we need to get real down to the nitty gritty of how do you want to make money? No one ever asks that. Well, how does this group of individuals want to make money? Because so many times we go to these events and everyone's just trying to sell you something, and it just becomes a big cluster of people dishing out business cards and trying to sell services. I'm always trying to sell social media management too. I get it. You got to sell your stuff. But at what point are we building and growing together instead of just trying to sell? There's a difference between building a relationship with someone and talking to a prospect. And one of the big problems is that got confused somewhere. People are human beings and they don't like getting treated like a transaction. And so when you follow a lot of accounts in business and entrepreneurship and it's super transactional and it's this and this and this and this and that and the other thing, and it removes the fact that social media is for connecting with people first and converting people second. And a lot of people just go like this and they just want to convert you first. No one likes that. People are over it, and that's where the trust gets lost. Connect with people first. This content is for connecting with people. Connecting creates the conversion. You don't just come in and go, yeah, I want your money. See, it's not good. I just came up with this. I'm going to use the finger thing. I think the finger thing's good. There's one person watching the finger thing. What does the one person think? You're coming in and I do it too, by the way. I come on and I'm like, yeah, if you're not on camera, you're going to get your ass kicked, which is true. Yeah. We got to be careful with that because the general population doesn't want to constantly be pitched by you. They want to relate to you first. What about your potential buyer can you relate to them without selling them something? Maybe you like the same band. I saw this other guy. I'll tag him. I want to tag the people that I get the good information from. Colin something. I'll tag him. And he said, like, hey, when you know, like, someone likes the same music as you and you're in high school, that makes you have an instant connection. Same sports team. Like, who's a St. Louis Rams fan out there? That stuff connects you to people. And not everybody's going to be a sale. That's the other thing. Not everyone's going to be a sale, but they could be your biggest referral. And if you try to sell them too hard or go too hard on them, now they don't like you. They don't want to refer you. You could be the best in the world. And this has plagued me too because I'm crazy and psychotic. Dude's dope, but he's freaking crazy. Well, what do you want? Who do you want as your wingman? The guy who's kind of crazy that never misses the shot? Or, the safe guy. The titanium effect is real. People just want to be talked to like people. And here's the proof. I did a Donald Trump impression the other night. It was the dumbest video I've posted in months. And it got way more engagement and views and comments than me telling you to post on camera. So instead of me coming on the show and telling you, which is, you already know this, if you want to build a brand on social media or in the marketplace today, you have to be posting videos on social media, and they need to be real, not AI generated, or people don't trust you. Unless you're Nick Perry. Nick Perry gets away with posting AI. Nick Perry's the one guy that gets the green check. He wants to build an AI brand. Then build an AI brand. We have an AI brand, but the real you is who people want to do business with. The real you is who people want to do deals with. Followers, likes, views, comments, they're great. I think I know certain topics that I can talk about that are going to get me more views, but I want to take those people and I want to shoo them right back to, what if you had your own podcast? What if you had your own show? What if I showed you how to use a live switcher board like I'm doing right here, so that you could record your show once a week and have clips for the whole week, and it would only take you 20 minutes. You just go live, talk about the topics. We edit and we post for you. We provide a service. We provide social media management. Who are you going to trust with your account? A guy that posts every day, that runs social media accounts for people all over that people trust with their private information and for deploying content? Or, the AI video person that you can't even talk to. You don't even know if they're real. This is the titanium effect. This is what's happening now. The people who have been posting content and staying in one lane over the next 2 years will completely dominate their entire categories. And so today I am laying the groundwork for that prediction. If I was going to join a community in 2026 and beyond, if I'm a real estate person, I'm joining Titanium University. If I'm looking to acquire properties and then wholesale them, or I'm looking to acquire a business that already exists. These are the two things that I've found being on all these crazy stages that actually works. Social media, I provide a monthly service to people. Service-based businesses work, but that's what Kyle's teaching you to buy. So buy a service-based business or buy and wholesale real estate and then build a portfolio from there. But be careful with the portfolio thing. Those are the two people that are going to dominate over the next few years. So there you go. That's why people aren't showing up at these arenas to see the same lineup from 2018 10X Growth Conference at Mandalay Bay that everybody already saw almost 10 years ago. No one is showing up for that stuff anymore. So there you go. Be real and be cool. Because, going up on stage, and I've done it too, man. I've been on all these stages. We rock. We get millions of views. We work with companies that make millions of dollars. We totally do. But dude, how are you going to help me, Pat? How are you going to help me replace my income? How are you going to help my business get more views? And the best thing that we can do is provide great service and show people incredible workflows. And even with the 2.0 version, the EWC 2.0 that's coming out, it's like they have a whole scaling system for home services businesses now. So there's no reason why, if you do want to get the heck out of your job, maybe you're making multiple six figures. We see that a lot. Business owners that are taking home multiple six figures in net profit, and they're like, dang, dude, I either need to scale or partner with people, or buy a bolt-on, because it's just, or they're trying to replace their income. You could wholesale a couple deals a month and free yourself from the system. There's ways to do it out there, folks. Get with the people that are doing it, though. Going to these freaking whack events with these freaking celebrities bouncing around like a bunch of hyenas. It's just, dude, people are so over it. I even had a video from yesterday's show where I talked about this, and I sent it to some friends, some advisors, and they were like, dude, I don't even think you should post that, because I think that this topic is so sore and people are going to get so offended by the fact that it's the truth that these guru events are dead. Nobody wants to go anymore. And so this is a reality that everyone's going to have to face, that the internet replaced arenas. This is the arena now. I can talk to you for free and encourage you to be great. I've been on stage with Tim Grover and Ed Milet and Grant Cardone and Gary Vaynerchuk and Brad Lee, at Jesse Itzler, all of them, time and time again. But only you can get the results. I've heard all the stories, all the analogies. Tim Grover's fire, by the way. Just going to throw that in there. So's Hitzler. But when are you going to become that? That's what these people are trying to tell you. And it's a shame that these places aren't packed to the gills. I'm not rooting against anyone, by the way. I'm just making the observation that pop, the guru pop, already happened. It already passed. Grant Cardone is now Grant Cardone. And we've seen it over and over again with people still trying to copy that. And I was there. I was the lunch break guy. I saw the pop happen. I was part of it. It popped me. It saved me. I believe God put me in the position to be the lunch break guy. And then I never got that big after that. I kind of, just the tortoise and the hare. Just Pat from the block. And I think that the Pats from the block, the RJ Bateses from Texas, the Uncle Kyles, that's the future. And I've been a part of the future for quite a few years, and that's what's gotten me here. Not some big guru pop. I didn't get it. My client, Carlotta Thompson, who we've been posting for years, who actually listens to me and only talks about her niche. Pat goes crazy. She has over 100,000 followers on Instagram because she actually follows my formula. Pat, I'm all over the place because I got to test camera angles. I got to make sure the studio works. I have to think about all these other things. And so when I go and I film my content, I'm just like, all right, well, let's test this format. Let me point at boxes or do this other thing because I have to apply that to the content of the clients because the clients come first. When did the client stop coming first? And the ego and the show started to replace great service, great relationships, and great connections. That's where the thing fell apart. When you think you're too cool for school, hey, guess what? You get people that just don't care anymore. And that's what's happening. There's also an age gap. There's a whole younger generation that just doesn't want to deal with the BS. I want to either wholesale houses, I want to do 5 deals, 10 deals a month, and I want to be left alone. People don't want drama. Like back in the day, when we watched TV, that Beverly Hills 90210 was on. Drama. Saved by the Bell. I can't believe that Zach and Kelly broke up. Drama. Nobody wants drama anymore. The world is already dramatic enough. People are working their butts off and being told they're not working hard enough. They're tired of it. So how do you meet people halfway? Because at the same time, the show is social authority. I want to help you be a social authority. I want to help you win. And I also want to unlock what that's going to take for me at the same time. And it's just basic communication, relationship building, and connection. That's what this is all coming back to. This AI thing, just like the phone, is going to isolate a lot of people, make people anxious, make people depressed. And guess what they're going to want? Dude, they just want to be connected. They just want to feel loved. These phones, as connected as we are on the internet and on social media, we're more disconnected than ever. So it's our job as the future of social media and the internet to go on camera and tell people that, hey, man, you are enough. I loved Cody Jefferson's video the other day. Hopefully it's on his page still. If you didn't post that as a reel, then I will text blast you and force it. Because you are enough. It is enough. I look around in this little studio that we've got here. It's huge, actually. It's huge. And I put myself in the little corner because, of course, the client comes first. This is for showcasing them. But, man, 20 years ago, if I would have told Pat Hilton that this would be his home studio, that dude would have looked at me and he wouldn't have been shocked, but he would have asked, how did you do it? And I would have been like, do exactly what you're doing. Make all the mistakes. Smoke the joints, drink the shots of Jameson, talk all the shit, and then go back it up. And we are seeing the titanium effect. The people, they didn't need to talk any shit. They're not as big mouth as me, but they've showed up every single day. The real fighters. Nothing fancy. Grit and execution. Real operators. 2028 Personal brands of real operators running teams of human beings, showcasing you that. You know who else? Chris Cavallini deserves a shout out on this episode too. Nutrition Solutions. That guy's culture has completely transformed how we run our social media agency. From the hooks on the screen, to the captions, to the transitions, to the end screens, to the follow buttons. His attention to detail, just as someone I'm filming for and producing for, his attention to detail, his vision for how the branding needs to connect has changed our entire agency. So what you'll find is that your ideal customer, your ideal community is going to level up every other piece of your life. And it's not rah-rah, it's deep work. So get off the surface and get into the deep water. And I think that the internet has exposed what's surface level and just BS and what's deep. And people want that deep connection. They want that real business that they own, that cash flows, those real wholesale deals that are making money, those real community members that are dealing with title issues and dealing with all the stuff in the trenches. If you don't have that, you can't compete. You're talking to sellers every single day. You're talking to somebody either selling their business or selling their piece of real estate. For me, I'm talking to people, can I integrate my services into your HVAC company? How stylistically can we do that? We have an app where you could just go around on your AC route and you can film different little videos on your AC route. We turn it into a day in the life for you every day on our app. You don't even need a camera crew anymore. Your phone is a studio with the Social Authority app. Real operators, real services, real tools and technology are the future. And the future's here. People are using ChatGPT. I'm using a free platform and I can reach the entire planet with this platform. I don't think China has Facebook. I mean, they're communists, so you probably wouldn't be able to watch me in China. Yeah, there you go. Pat in his most raw form, ladies and gentlemen. Guru shit is dead. Real shit is alive and well. Get real. Come on.
Social Authority Live. Yeah, we turning it up. Dallas, Texas, where they leveling up. You the star, now the stage is yours. Lights on blast, can't ignore.
The switcher board is so cool. Come on, who else brings it to you like this? Pow!
Social Authority Live. Yeah, we turning it up. Dallas, Texas, where they leveling up.